Today I want to talk about the subject of family ties. And, well, as the title of this video is how family ties can become a noose. This is something that I've been thinking a lot about, and you know, especially since the stuff that happened between Maggie and I and her mother and her sister Barb when we were living with them for the, last year. But actually it's something that's been culminating for quite a while. This whole idea of, blood is thicker than water and family ties are important and all that kind of crap. Here's what I think now. I used to believe that stuff about how important families are, and oh, you need your family, you can, friends can come and go, blah, 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 but you need your family. I don't believe that anymore. I don't. And there are several reasons why I say that. First of all, I have to say that I don't think that families are as useful as I once thought they were. As far as Maggie's family goes, I don't feel that any of them ever really supported us or our relationship. I think they played along, especially her mother and some other people in the family. As long as they were getting what they wanted from Maggie, from us, which was financial aid, transportation places, and free babysitting. As long as they were getting that kind of stuff from us, everything was great. But we found out once we withdrew all that support, we found out just how important we really are in this family, which is not important at all. And I think what really brought that home to me was when we were living with her mother and her sister Barb and her younger brother Dan. And at first we were kicking in actually more than our fair share for the rent and the bills, until Barb secured employment and got on her feet financially. Well, secured employment anyway. Well, once Barb got a job and started working, well, Maggie told her mother and Barb that, well, she told her mother, and her mother told Barb, and that's what started the big mess. But anyway, she told her mother that that she and I were no longer going to be paying extra to cover Barb's share of the bills because Barb was working. Barb was finally working. Well, her mother didn't take that well. She expected us to keep paying the same amount even though Barb was working. And when she told Barb about it, Barb just completely went off. I mean, she lost her head totally, and just, I guess Maggie's mother told Barb in the car when her mother and her sister and her younger brother were in the car going somewhere. Well, when they came back, Barb was the first one through the door, and she came in literally screaming at Maggie. Her sister Barb came in screaming at Maggie, about saying that we, Maggie and I, were never paying for her part of the bills, blah, blah, blah. That her mother was paying for her part of the bills, blah, 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 blah. It's like, huh? But she just really went off on Maggie. And after that, things just, that was like was it April or May of last year? And it was after that that things got really bad. And the rest of the year was just a living hell. So, that's the way it seems to be, at least in her family. At least with some people in her family. If you are providing financial support and you withdraw that support, all of a sudden you're a complete asshole, and you're public enemy number one. I can't say that's true of everybody in Maggie's family. I think for the majority of her family, they don't really care that much about us or what we do and how we're doing or anything. They never bothered to call us to see how we're doing. Most of the time we got phone calls was when somebody needed something, They need to borrow money, or they need us to take them somewhere, or to do something for their kids, or, We were imposed upon relentlessly when we lived up there before. And it put a strain on our relationship for a lot of years, because there was this constant demand from family to, do this for me, do that for me, help me with this, help me with that, loan me money, blah, 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 It was just a constant stream of shit, which is the big reason we moved down here in 2007, the first time. We had to get away from all that. It was killing our relationship. It was killing us, just this constant demand from family. And so I knew moving back up there was not going to be better. I knew it, and I was right. It was with great trepidation that I agreed to move back up there. And so what happened? We moved back up there, we got used again, and when we put a stop to it, then we got shit on. And that's exactly what happened. So much for family. As far as my side of the family, the Fitzhugh side of the family, my two sisters and my younger brother, well, my older sister Diane, we haven't had anything to do with each other for, 30 years? Probably been at least 30 years. She moved away, and that was that. She moved back to Arkansas with her family. My sister Becky, I know she loves us, but we don't really communicate. When we were living there, we didn't communicate that much. There was emails, and occasionally we'd see her and stuff. But she never asked us for anything either. She never imposed upon us. So I have a lot of respect for her for that. And we never imposed upon her. My brother Steve, well, Steve and I don't even know if we have a relationship anymore. Since I told him about my transition from female to male, things have been kind of quiet between us. But even before that, for years, as his sister, for years, I hardly ever, we lived in the same town. I hardly ever got to see him or talk to him. And when he moved away, at times he would come back to Colorado to visit friends, and he would visit my sister, and I would never even know he was there till after he was gone. And then, maybe months later, she would say, "Oh, Steve came to see me back in such and such, back in whatever month it was." I didn't even know he was in town. Well, nobody told me. Apparently, he didn't care to see me. And I think that's the way my brother is. I don't think he cares for me. I really don't. I don't think he cares for me. I don't think he did care for me as a sister, and he's not going to care for me as a brother. So, Steve and I are, we're just not, we don't really have a relationship as far as I can see. Haven't had one for years. He's not against me. He just doesn't care about me, I don't think. So that's the way I think it. But So there you go. There's family ties for you, you know. And as far as I'm concerned, from now on, any family that I have is going to be family that I choose to have. Family that Maggie and I choose. In other words, friends. We got to make friends with people down here. We need to have some friends, because friends can sometimes be better family than blood family is, you know. I would much rather have friends at this point than people I'm related to by blood in my life, because, you know, especially on Maggie's side of the family, because I don't think any of them really give a damn about us. You know, I don't think any of them do. So, you know, what's the point? What's the point, really? So, you know, thereby I say that that's when family ties can become a noose around your neck to hang you. Because that's what almost happened to us this last time we went up there. And we're done. We're done with those people. We are absolutely done. And what happens with them or to them from now on, who gives a fuck? You know? They live, they die, whatever. You know? I don't care. And I don't think Maggie cares either. So, well, at least when it comes to her mother and her sister Barb. Those two people, we don't care what happens to them. The rest of the family, well, whatever, you know. They don't seem to show any interest in us, so why should we show any interest in them? You know, that's all I have to say on the subject of family, so I guess I'm going to end this here. And so until next time, this is Chris signing out, saying I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.